Class 29. Haryana has enacted law to give 75% reservation to local in private sector job. Andhra brought similar laws in 2019. Many other states are also planning to bring similar laws. Why is such a trend increasing? Vote bank politics. Such moves are part of election manifesto. Government jobs are decreasing, so government is specifying people by reserving job in private sector. High unemployment is creating unrest in the masses. High interstate migration. Local feel threatened with migrant taking over local jobs. Argument in support of reservation for local and private sector. Welfare of its people is state government responsibility. Industries gets incentives like cheap land from government. Industries are set up by acquiring agricultural land. People lose livelihood. It will help control the unsustainable rural-urban migration. Companies will skill locals, will help in poverty alleviation. Argument against. Article 14 provides for equality before law, irrespective of place of birth. Article 15 guards against discrimination based on place of birth. 75% limit is against Supreme Court ruling of 50% ceiling on reservation. Promotes aggressive regionalism. More states will demand such laws. Companies will see it as a barrier to doing business. It will increase cost of labor as supply of labor becomes restricted. Move can backfire as company will simply not come to such states. Skilled people will face difficulty in getting job. No industry in own state can't migrate to prosperous state. Reservation does not address the core problem, lack of jobs. Way forward. Industries should be incentivized, not forced to skill locals. Incentives could be linked to job creation. Caste census. Many political parties are demanding caste censor for caste other than SC/ST in 2021 census. Union government in an affidavit filed in Supreme Court in 17 September 2021 said such an exercise is unfeasible. Data on caste collected in every census between 1871 to 1931. Purpose was to use this data for divide and rule. In 1941 census, caste data was collected but not published. Census has caste data only for SC/ST, not for others caste. Mandal Commission used 1931 census data. 52% OBC population. Mandal report implemented in 1990. 27% reservation given. Socio-economic caste census 2011 collected data on socio-economic condition. Caste data collected but not released. Justice Rohini Commission for Subcategorization of OBC in 2017 now demand is to include it as a part of 2021 census. Argument against caste census. Constitution does not ask government to collect caste data. It will promote caste-based politics, will further strengthen the institution of caste in India. Demand for caste-based reservation will increase. It is very difficult to collect reliable data on caste. SECC 2021 says there are 46 lakh caste in India. Same caste spelled differently. No proper way to combine them. 99% caste have less than 100 people. Presence of many subcaste. Data is already collected by NFHS and SSSO. Argument in support of caste census. Constitution recognizes socially and educationally backward citizens. Policy for their upliftment needs to know their socio-economic condition. It will give accurate data on socio-economic condition like education, occupation, assets, etc. Or in Indra Sohani's judgment, Supreme Court said such data must be collected every 10 years. Reservation will become more effective. Castes which are no longer backward, castes which could not benefit from reservation. Reservation demands can be better tackled with caste-wise data. Maratha in Maharashtra, Patidar in Gujarat, Gurjars in Rajasthan, uh, Jats in Haryana. NFHS and NSSO does survey, not census. In survey, only samples are taken. In census, each one is counted. NCBC has urged government to collect data on OBC in 2021 census. Asymmetric federalism. In Manipur case for asymmetric federalism, center S1, S2, S3, center state UTs. Article 371 not equal to inner line permit and not equal to others. UTs with legislature, without legislature. With legislature Delhi not equal to Puducherry, not equal to Jammu Kashmir. Federalism. division of power between two levels of government of equal status. Symmetric federalism, federalism where all states have equal status, while in asymmetric federalism some states have more autonomy than others. Asymmetric federalism in India. State versus UTs. Different power for state and UTs. UTs with legislature can make laws for themselves. Without legislature cannot make laws for themselves. Puducherry can make law on state list and concurrent list. Delhi cannot make laws on police, land police and public order. State while state special provision for some states under Article 371 to 371J. Central sector scheme 90-10 funding 90 ratio 10 funding for northeast and Himalayan states, while 60 ratio 40 for others. Tribal area 5th schedule versus 6th schedule states. Why India has asymmetric federalism? Historical necessity to integrate erstwhile princely states. Some special concessions were uh, necessary. For example, 370 for Jammu and Kashmir. National integrity, allowing cultural freedom prevents secessionist tendencies. Example 371A for schedule, 371A for Nagaland. Administrative region, administrative administrating tribal area need special provision, hence 5th and 6th schedule are necessary. Inequality, hilly states have weak industrial base due to difficult terrain, hence need greater financial support. Reach 90 ratio 10 in CSS. Security, extremisms one major reason is backwardness. Greater central support brings development, thus reduce extremism. Issue with asymmetric federalism, no going back. Once a special provision are made, it is extremely difficult to take them away. For example, Jammu Kashmir, fuel more demand. Manipur got ILP recently, Arunachal demanding 6th schedule. Tension among states, non-fulfillment of demand creates disharmony among states, promotes secessionist tendencies, for example in Jammu Kashmir and Nagaland. Way forward, transparent and rule-based symmetry. Federalism during pandemic. COVID-19 exposed how India's current legal framework for tackling public health emergency is deeply fragmented. Center-state issues during COVID-19. Non-consultative decision making. States not consulted in imposing lockdown for framing guidelines. This created uncertainty and lack of coordination. That is, buses stopped by intermediate states, supply chain affected. One size fits all approach. Same guideline for all states, but COVID's impact varied across states. Micromanagement by center. Center advised states not to procure PPE kit, 995 masks and ventilators, rather request center for the same. Central team sent to some states, but criteria not transparent. This created trust deficit between center and state. CSR donation. PM Care made eligible for CSR funds, but not CM Relief Fund. This incentivized donation to center at expense of state and local relief. Conditions on increased borrowing limit of state. State's borrowing limit increased from 3 to 5% of GSDP. Only 0.5% is unconditional. Rest depends on debt sustainability, power sector reforms, job creation, etc. What legal and institutional gaps were seen in India's COVID response? Constitution. 7th schedule lacks disaster management as a subject. Concurrent list on entry 23 had to be used social security and social insurance, employment and unemployment, public order and health is in state list. Epidemic Disease Act lacks rules for quarantine, had use of IPC sections. It does not have clear definition of contagious disease, epidemic disease, etc. Public health, epidemics, bioterrorism, disaster bill 2017 not introduced. Disaster Management Act is centralizing. Central can take all measures as it deems necessary. Institutions. Despite being a health issue, MHA played main role instead of a Ministry of Health. Way forward. Constitution amend 7th schedule to include disaster management in concurrent lanes, which said by both 2nd ARC and NCRWC laws. For epidemics, bring new law with clear division of power and responsibilities. Adopt decentralized approach. Give example of Kerala, Bhilwala, Agra model. Centers should coordinate between states instead of giving direction. International examples. USA, Canada, Australia empowers states to deal with health emergency with support from center. Federalism, federal government, unitary government. Federal features of Indian Constitution. Federal unitary features of Indian Constitution. Indian federalism resembles Canadian federation in three ways. Using the term union, formation by way of decentralization, central government more powerful than state. Indian Constitution does not use the word federation because India is not the result of agreement among states. States have no right to secede from India. Union government has a unifying effect. The term center is absent in the Constitution as the Constitution Assembly did not want to centralize power. Why is Indian Constitution described as quasi-federal? Indian Constitution avoids the tight mold of federalism. It can be both unitary as federal as required by time and circumstances said by Ambedkar. Federal in form but unitary in spirit. Federation with centralizing tendency. Just think of a constitution and three organs of government. Spirit of federalism lies in consultation. Essence of cooperative federalism lies in consultation and dialogue. Unilateral legislation without us taking states into confidence will see more protest. Farm laws. Parliament passed farm laws without consulting the states. They are related to agriculture, which is in state list. Center used trade and commerce entry in concurrent list. India Port Bill 2021. It transferred control of minor ports to Maritime State Development Council, which is mainly controlled by central government. Port Act 1908 empowered state to regulate minor ports. Electricity Amendment Bill 2021. Electricity is in concurrent list. Electricity sector is regulated by State Electricity Regulatory Commission and also Sarkaria Commission. Coordination in area of concurrent list is necessary for smooth working of federalism. Coordination in areas of concurrent list is necessary for smooth working of federalism. National Constitution to review the working of the National Committee review of the working of the Constitution said center should consult with state through interstate council. Federalism to be continued in class 30. Thank you.